Souls-like combat. A distinctive gameplay style popularized by the Dark Souls series is characterized by its high difficulty, punishing mechanics, and emphasis on precise timing and strategic decision-making. Despite attracting a dedicated fan base that appreciates the challenge and depth it provides, this combat style may not be suitable for the average gamer. The punishing nature of Souls-like combat, with its steep difficulty curves and complex systems, can lead to frustration and a lack of enjoyment for those not accustomed to such intense gaming experiences. This essay aims to explore the reasons behind the unsuitability of Souls-like combat for the average gamer and the divisive nature of its gameplay. Unforgiving difficulty. Souls-like combat is renowned for its steep difficulty curve, where enemies are tough, relentless, and deal substantial damage, resulting in frequent deaths and setbacks. Unlike traditional video games, Souls-like combat demands exceptional skill and patience, making it challenging for the average gamer who may prefer a more relaxed and enjoyable experience. These games are designed with difficulty in mind, featuring hard-hitting enemies and unforgiving death mechanics. This challenging nature can lead to repeated deaths and a sense of hopelessness, requiring players to learn from their mistakes and gradually improve their skills, a process that can be slow and arduous. Precise timing and mechanics. Combat in the style of Souls requires precise timing and a thorough understanding of enemy and weapon mechanics. However, the learning curve can be challenging for average gamers, making it difficult to master dodges, parries, and attacks effectively. This struggle often results in repeated failures and frustration. Moreover, players must memorize enemy attack patterns, navigate environmental hazards, and execute precise dodges, contributing to the overwhelming learning curve. This complexity can prove discouraging for the average gamer, leading to frustration and a sense of defeat. The unforgiving nature of Souls-like combat means players have minimal room for mistakes. A single misstep or mistimed dodge can result in defeat. This constant threat of failure can induce anxiety, diminishing the overall enjoyment of the gaming experience, especially for those who prefer a more relaxed and forgiving gameplay style. Souls-like games often provide minimal guidance or tutorials, expecting players to figure out mechanics and strategies on their own. For average gamers seeking more guidance and support, this lack of hand-holding can be frustrating. Limited resources. These games often limit resources, such as health-restoring items and ammunition, making every decision critical. Average gamers may find themselves constantly running low on supplies, making each encounter even more perilous. In Souls-like games, punishing mechanics are intentionally implemented to increase the difficulty and challenge for players. These mechanics include loss of currency, souls, upon death. When a player dies in the game, they lose the accumulated in-game currency, often referred to as souls. This loss serves as a consequence for failure, making each encounter with enemies or challenging areas more meaningful. Limited checkpoints. Souls-like games typically have limited checkpoints or save points throughout the game world. This means that players need to progress through significant portions of the game without the safety net of frequent saves. It intensifies the challenge, as players face the risk of losing progress if they fail to overcome difficult sections. Risk of losing progress. Another punishing aspect is the risk of losing substantial progress. Since checkpoints are sparse, dying in the game can set the player back significantly. This design choice adds a layer of tension and forces players to carefully navigate the game world. The combined effect of these punishing mechanics contributes to a steep learning curve. Players must adapt to the challenges, learn enemy patterns, and refine their skills to progress effectively. The risk of loss, both in terms of currency and progress, encourages a strategic and cautious approach to gameplay. Lack of clear objectives. Souls-like games are distinguished by their unique storytelling method, which is characterized by its cryptic and ambiguous nature. The narrative unfolds through indirect means, incorporating environmental details, item descriptions, and mysterious character dialogue. This departure from conventional storytelling methods contributes to the enigmatic quality of these games. In contrast to traditional games that provide explicit objectives, Souls-like games offer less guidance, creating a challenge for players. The absence of clear objectives contributes to an overall sense of ambiguity and difficulty, requiring players to navigate the game's intricacies with less explicit direction. The unconventional storytelling approach and lack of explicit objectives in Souls-like games may induce a disconnected feeling for average gamers. Understanding the overarching plot and the significance of in-game actions becomes challenging, further contributing to a sense of disconnection for players less familiar with this unique gaming style. Players may encounter difficulty piecing together the storyline and quests in Souls-like games due to the indirect nature of narrative elements. The narrative intricacies, coupled with the lack of clear guidance, make it challenging for gamers to decipher the plot and progress through quests seamlessly. The combination of cryptic storytelling and unclear objectives in Souls-like games may lead to a sense of confusion and reduced engagement for players. Navigating through the challenges presented by the game's narrative and objectives can create a unique but perplexing gaming experience. In summary, Souls-like games offer players a distinctive gaming experience characterized by intricate narratives and a lack of explicit guidance. While this appeals to some, it may result in a sense of confusion and disconnection for average gamers unfamiliar with this specific gaming style. Time-consuming gameplay. Souls-like games are known for their distinctive design, often demanding hours of gameplay to achieve significant progress. This prolonged playtime poses a challenge for the average gamer, who may have limited time due to work, family commitments, or other responsibilities. The intricate combat system found in Souls-like games necessitates a significant investment of time and dedication from players. The combat mechanics in Souls-like games are designed to be challenging and unforgiving. Players need to exhibit patience and persistence, learning from their failures and trying again. This learning curve is intentional, adding to the overall difficulty and sense of accomplishment when overcoming challenges. However, for the average gamer seeking a more relaxed gaming experience, this level of dedication can be off-putting. The commitment required to succeed in Souls-like combat can be a barrier for those looking for accessible and bite-sized gaming experiences. The need for repeated attempts to master the combat mechanics may not align with the preferences of players who prefer games that are easier to pick up and play. As a result, the unique challenges posed by Souls-like games may limit their appeal to a specific audience that appreciates the depth and complexity they offer. Limited accessibility and inclusivity. Souls-like games, known for their challenging combat mechanics, can present hurdles for individuals with physical disabilities or impairments affecting reaction times and dexterity. The intricate nature of these games, often characterized by precise timing and rapid inputs, may render them less accessible to a wider audience, particularly those with specific physical limitations. While some video games, including certain Souls-like titles, have started to incorporate accessibility features, the core mechanics of the combat systems remain inherently complex. Despite efforts to enhance inclusivity through features such as customizable controls or options for reduced difficulty, the fundamental design of Souls-like combat can still pose difficulties for players with certain physical challenges. In specific instances, Souls-like games may lack dedicated accessibility features altogether. This absence makes them particularly daunting for gamers with disabilities who may require additional support or modified gameplay elements. Such players might face a considerable disadvantage, hindering their ability to fully engage with and enjoy the gaming experience. However, there is a positive trend in the gaming industry where newer entries in the Souls-like genre are prioritizing accessibility. Game developers are increasingly recognizing the importance of creating games that cater to a diverse audience, including those with varying abilities. This shift towards inclusivity involves the implementation of features such as customizable difficulty settings, detailed tutorials, and options to adapt gameplay mechanics. As the gaming industry evolves, there is growing optimism that addressing accessibility concerns will become a standard practice. Developers are progressively working towards ensuring that individuals with physical disabilities can enjoy immersive and challenging gaming experiences without unnecessary barriers. The ongoing commitment to inclusivity signifies a positive step forward, offering hope that accessibility features will become an integral aspect of game development, ultimately making such concerns a thing of the past. High skill ceiling. The average gamer, characterized by a preference for casual gaming experiences, often seeks titles that offer immediate gratification and straightforward progression. This demographic may not find Souls-like combat appealing due to its inherent demands dedication, perseverance, and an acceptance of failure as an integral part of the learning process. Souls-like games, with their unforgiving combat mechanics, stand in stark contrast to the preferences of those seeking more accessible and less challenging gaming experiences. Souls-like combat is known for its high skill ceiling, generously rewarding players who invest substantial time and effort to master the intricate gameplay mechanics. However, for the average gamer, this complexity can become a barrier, leading to feelings of overwhelm and inadequacy. The depth of combat in Souls-like games may present a steep learning curve that proves challenging for those more accustomed to casual gaming. Beyond the technical complexities, Souls-like games introduce psychological pressures. The fear of failure and the consequences of in-game death can create an environment of heightened stress. Average gamers, unaccustomed to the intense nature of these games, may find the psychological burden detracts from their overall enjoyment and engagement with the Souls-like genre. The gap in alignment between the preferences and skill levels of the average gamer and the demands of Souls-like combat can result in a less than ideal gaming experience for this particular demographic. Conclusion. Souls-like combat in video games offers a distinctive and challenging experience that may not be universally appealing. For players with moderate or average gaming skills, the inherent difficulty, complex mechanics, and absence of guidance can turn these games into a daunting and frustrating undertaking. The lack of accessibility features further exacerbates the challenge, making Souls-like combat less inclusive for a broader audience. The punishing nature of these games can lead to a sense of exclusion for gamers who require assistance or have physical limitations affecting their gameplay. Despite these challenges, it's crucial to recognize that the appeal of Souls-like combat varies widely among gamers. For a specific niche of hardcore players, the difficulty, intricate mechanics, and steep learning curve are precisely what make these games rewarding and enjoyable. The sense of accomplishment derived from overcoming challenges is a driving force for this dedicated fanbase. Developers, in their pursuit of creating engaging experiences, are actively exploring ways to strike a balance between maintaining the core challenge of Souls-like combat and incorporating accessibility features to broaden its appeal. In the broader context of the gaming industry, acknowledging the diverse preferences and skill levels of players is essential. While Souls-like combat may not suit the average gamer, it serves as an example of the variety of gaming experiences available. Striking a balance between hardcore and casual gameplay is crucial for inclusivity, ensuring that gamers with different skill levels and preferences find enjoyable and engaging experiences in the evolving landscape of video games. As developers continue to innovate and adapt, the goal is to create games that offer challenging gameplay without alienating a substantial portion of the gaming community. Thank you for watching this video essay. I hope you found the discussion thought-provoking and insightful. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. Remember to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. I appreciate your support and engagement. Until next time, take care and goodbye.